I have like and you may hate this, but I have, I'm kind of obsessed with failed talk shows. And I didn't realize until yesterday. And I'm going and
I know where this one's
going. Of course
going.
you do. I'm watching your old interviews and stuff you've done on other radio shows just to, kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And I don't know if you know this, but did you know that Craig was the original co-host of the Magic Johnson Hour?
You know what? If I knew that, I forgot it. I don't think I ever knew that.
So I heard, and the story about how you were put in a position to fail is just great. I heard the story.
Do you have this thing that you're in this business because you want to basically get even with the girls that wouldn't go out with you? Do you have any of that going on?
Sure.
I have only that.
Yeah.
Well, so understand that I got that show, and that was my get even. That was my get even. All the 13 girls that shot me down for the prom, this was my moment.
Yeah.
I had a national TV show.
What year?
This is 97.
Okay.
It's only on 1 year.
It was. I remember the show. I remember Magic Johnson had a show.
It was barely on a month.
Now, you didn't last the run, though.
You want to hear the story?
Yeah.
I want to know how you got...
I don't mind the story.
I want to know how you got fired.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
So they give me the show, and they said, this was exciting. I wasn't going to be Ed McMahon, ha, ha, ha. I'm the comedian that he laughs at. He gives me setup jokes. I thought it was a pretty cool premise. Instead of him doing a monologue, I do the monologue to him.
So they basically had
down.
tester shows where you guys had
They
chemistry.
did, and it went really well.
Great.
And I got the part
So
against a whole bunch of other comics. That part was good.
It's kind of you getting to do a show, and Magic is there to be the sort of name value and what draws people in.
Yeah, and I get to tell the jokes. And, But they panicked, and they brought in writers from The Tonight Show.
Right.
Not the Leno Tonight Show, the Johnny Carson. And the guy literally had a mullet cut and a members-only jacket. By the way, folks, if you're out there and wearing a members-only jacket, I mean to offend you.
But this is in 97 where it was like, there's no irony to it. It's just...
Joe Dirt.
It's just
it's Joe Dirt.
That's my head writer. And he said these words to me. I said, you can't make me tell these jokes. He said, you have to tell the jokes. I called him Sling Blade. At that time, Sling Blade was out.
Sure.
With that jutted out jaw. That's how he talked. I said, Sling Blade, you can't make me tell these jokes. I'll get booed. He says to me, a boo is as good as a laugh. Johnny loved to be booed. I go, Johnny Carson loved to be booed. He had a whole shtick about it. I'm not Johnny Carson. No one knows who I am. You can't make me tell these jokes.
Do you remember any of the jokes?
Oh, I'll tell you what it was.
Well, Jim, as a stand-up, do you think boo, laughter, it's all the same as long as they're reacting?
No, I really wish it was. So what do you remember? What was one of the jokes?
So I'll tell you. So Sling Blade also writes the intro. So I'm backstage. I'm making a list of all these girls I hope are watching. Oh, Linda Scott, you made out with Ricky Altamir at the prom, and you were my date. I'm thinking, you're going to see me now. I'm about to come into stardom.
Right.
Here's the intro. Place is going nuts. Urban crowd. That means black.
Yeah.
And I'm white. And Sheila E.'s the band leader. Place is going, are you ready for magic? Everybody's going crazy.
And it really was that. It's still on YouTube. They're going, are you ready for magic?
Everybody's going crazy, right?
I love it.
So here's the intro that Sling Blade wrote for me for Magic to say. All right, everybody, let's get the show started with my co-host. Now, here's a guy nobody would shower with, Craig Shoemaker. Now, see, I'm backstage.
What do you think, Jim?
I'm backstage going, I don't think I'm coming out to that. I thought, let's retake this.
That was Magic's intro for you?
For you. I had just won, these awards, and that was it. So you go, here's a guy nobody would shout, Craig Shoemaker. So I come out, and by the way, I have a horrible walk, and I'm paranoid about it. It's a bouncy walk, and I'm trying not to walk. I look like a cripple. So, can you say that?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I get out to the couch, and this is the opening line. He says, mostly urban crowd, I'm white. And my setup is, and Sling Blade wrote this joke for me to say, hey, Craig, how about that Bulls game? Magic, I haven't seen a beating like that caught on tape since Rodney King. Okay, you see your reaction?
Wow.
And this is 97. It's a sensitive...
Oh, I am telling you, I thought they were going to... There was a collective gasp you could have heard here, here in New York from Paramount Studios. It was literally like this. Wasn't it boo? It wasn't a boo. It was a... like that. So it was silent.
So you got something actually not a laugh, not a boo, worse than either of them.
Worse than either.
Yeah.
Like resuscitate.
Did Magic know that joke was coming?
I don't know the answer to that, but I do know this. He was known for the assist in basketball, but this was his response. Oh, Craig, you are bad. Remember?
Just
Then he goes, remember, buddy, that was Craig, not me. He threw me right in the wood chipper, the assist man. And then I told a joke about a celebrity. He didn't want to look bad. He goes, oh, Craig, you are bad. Now he's not going to come on the show. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's not the reason.
He's selling you out.
Sold me out. Never wanted to look bad. And then it was so funny because it's a talk show, but he had a little difficulty in that area.
Sure.
Michael Clark Duncan was in Armageddon, and he's reading the cue card going, now up next from the movie Armageddon. Now here he is from Armageddon. Craig, how you say that word? I say, just say end of the world. It's the end of my life.
Now, did that make air, or did they edit out his,
I think that made it to the air.
Oh, my God.
Armageddon.
Did you have a good relationship with him or no?
Well, not kind of, he's a nice guy and everything, but he mostly was in his dressing room.
So if you saw him now, would you guys talk over the old days, or would you just...
Well, I don't know about that. I haven't seen him. I go to the Lakers games. I'm really tight with the owner, and so I go to the games, but we've sort of never really crossed paths. I'm not really sure he would know who I am. I didn't last very long.
It didn't seem like he did a ton of work for his show, Magic. Like, it seemed like he's reading his teleprompter, he's doing what the writers tell him, and that's why there's a guy like Craig there, because you're there to do the heavy lifting.
Well, it's funny you would have that observation. One of the things I observed was he really, to host a talk show, you really have to be, pretty broad, have a broad spectrum in your life of things that you read and things like that. But so they sort of like had to make him fit. They fit him into that, square peg or whatever. And so they said, you have to be a family man. So, it's a guy who, he lived the life in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's not a family man life. So, he would say stuff like, they would have a coach on the side, and he would go, now, Sheila E., that's a really nice dress. Right? And they're going, family man. He goes, and my wife, Cookie, would look good in that dress.
As he's going.
She look good in that, won't you? Anyway. So
how long did you last?
I day 3. Magic says, we'll be back after this. And apparently that didn't include me. They came up and they whispered in my ear, oh, you're going to be off the couch now. The people upstairs decide you're going to be off the couch. Now, you have to understand, this is a nightmare for me. Now, all the girls, I think, are going to be upset that they didn't go to the prom with me. Now they're going to go, he got thrown off a couch. This is historical.
They told you in the middle of the shoot?
Yeah, and then I started arguing. And I said, no, I'm not. You're not going to do this to me. They said, get off now. And they yanked me off of the couch.
Now,
did you get any reason?
I
had you been
literally
bombing
started
before
smoking
then?
again that day.
Had
I
you-
went outside, started puffing. I was so upset.
Was it a bad segment before then?
No, it had nothing to do with it. They had made the decision before. They said something about his sight lines or whatever. And it was funny because Arsenio Hall was the first guest. He walks out and he goes, where's Shoe? He's funny. It was the first words out of his
So
mouth.
then it was just Magic alone out there with a guest.
Yeah. And then they would put me in, because I had a contract, they would put me in, the 5th segment, the cooking segment. He would throw flour on me. Look, Craig, you're a cake. It was just such a disaster.
So you
Yeah, because what I read was an article that was reflecting on the Magic Hour and what a ill-conceived idea it was from the beginning.
But it was ill-conceived. It wasn't organic, wasn't genuine.
The article said that you got fired because you went out and said the show was a disaster or something to that effect.
I said, which back in the day, this was not there wasn't, Twitter and things blow up instantly. Back then, I talked to someone, a reporter in Philadelphia, and they wrote one line. They were looking to fire me.
Right.
They said, because it was ill-conceived, like you said. It was I was the white guy.
Mm-hmm.
That was the other thing, is they put me in because...
because we don't want it to be an urban show. We want it to be a talk show for everyone.
That's not organic. Nothing about it was organic. His agent was the executive producer who knew nothing about, television. And so I said, it's the Titanic, and I'm bailing out with a shot glass. That's what that quote got out to Los Angeles faster than the period was put on the sentence. And they said, you're out of here.
And they were like, we got him.
Action.
We got him.
We got him. I
That's
lost
what we needed.
$80,000 with that quote.
Wow.
Yeah, because I had a pay or play contract, but they said that you violated it.
You disparaged.
What other comedians did they bring on? After you're gone, the show lasts for a little while. What are the guys they bring on?
Steve White, who was always there
Yeah, I
in the
know Steve,
wings
sure.
anyway, and he's black,
Yeah.
ironically, Steve White. But they brought him in, and what was funny was they were acting like I was disparaging the show. The first guest when I was fired was Howard Stern. who completely like rips on the show. As a matter of fact, I had to go to work every day listening to him replay. I'm going, oh, it was cringeworthy. I'm going, oh my God, here I come. You know, and Howard had such a great time with the Magic Hour, and he went on.
I mean, it was brilliant.
But this tells you Hollywood, how Hollywood can like throw their head to the side on certain things. But with me, they have all this integrity that he hurt our show by saying it's a shot glass, you know, whatever. Meanwhile, Howard Stern goes on and goes, "Hey, Magic, you had fun getting the AIDS, didn't you?"
He did.
It's
on YouTube.
Oh yeah, he did farting. He did a fart contest. It was like unbelievable. And then Magic just sat there and, oh, come on, Howard.
I mean, it was like, and I was a kid at the time.
Right.
But like, I was always obsessed with stuff that I knew was a disaster. Like, ever since I was a little, I've always loved stuff that I'm like, oh, this is going to end poorly. And like, Howard would talk about it on the radio all the time.
Oh, my God.
Every week. It was on Fox.
Yes.
And every week, also on Fox, Mad TV would do spoofs of it where Aries Spears.
I know, and a guy played me.
Who played you?
What was his name? He was so good too. I mean, that kind of stuff makes me laugh, though. I mean, I love when people imitate me.
But Aries Spears would do a great magic where he would sit there, he'd mispronounce every word, and he would be looking at the wrong camera.
They threw me off the couch. I was like abused on the show. It was awesome.
And then they replaced Magic with Chevy Chase.
No, you got that wrong.
Was it the other way?
Chevy Chase had his own show, and he lasted shorter time than Magic.
How long did Chevy's show last?
That lasted like about 2 months, I think.
Because I love that too. It's just a disaster.
Those are the same era. Chevy Chase's was absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
And this lasted a little longer because they brought Tommy Davidson replace Steve White, and then they ended up giving the show to Tommy Davidson pretty much.
He had his own show after that.
Well, it was called the Magic Hour, but still, it was.
It's clearly Tommy Davidson's show.
Yeah.
Was he good?
He just do one bit after another, you know.
He was good, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, he's a great talent.
Yeah, he's funny, dude.
Yeah, but he's definitely. I don't know if he's any Magic Johnson. But
So how long did Magic last?
Magic probably lasted 3 months. I lasted a few weeks. They took me off the couch in 3 days. 3 days I was off the couch. I tried to talk my way back on. I tried to get myself, and I called Sam Jackson, you know, the actor Samuel Jackson.
Of course.
He's an old buddy of mine. I said, listen, Sam, you got to help me out here. I said, and guests were canceling right and left.
Because it's a terrible show.
Like, I'm talking week one. The A guest. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this. Week one, the lead guest on the 4th day, on a Thursday, on week one, was Suzanne Summers with a new thigh master. That's how the A-listers, because they thought he'd bring in Jack Nicholson, all the A-listers, and that was the lead guest. And I said, I know how to get back on the couch. I'm going to get Sam Jackson. And I called Sam. I go, Sam, will you do this as a favor? He goes, shoo. He goes, nobody, publicist said, don't do that show. And I said, please do it for me. It might get me back on the couch, you know. I bring in an A-lister, and he goes, all right, I'll do it, but you can't tell them that you can't list me as a guest.
Like a more of a surprise appearance.
Surprise,
wow.
yeah. So I designed this thing where I'm thinking, I'll show them I can produce and everything. So I said, okay, and I walked in the office, and I said, listen, to his agent, you know, the executive producer, I said, listen, I got Sam Jackson. Really? I'm like, oh, good, I'm getting back on the couch. But you can't announce him. He goes, no, we can't do that. I go, what do you mean you can't do that? I said, those are the rules. He won't do the show otherwise. And I'll never forget, he goes, Magic doesn't like surprises.
Well, he's already gotten a big one.
That's what he says to me. And I go, then you're not going to get Sam Jackson. He's got to like surprises. He's going to like this one.
Yeah,
okay?
wait. It doesn't have to be a surprise for Magic. Magic just can't say it.
Yeah, that can be.
No. It was a surprise for Magic.
Oh, it had to be a surprise.
Well, that was the design I did. I did this thing where let's really surprise him. And it ended up to be we're in this argument, and he pounds on the desk going, Magic doesn't like surprises. And I'm going, oh, my God, it's like grade school. So then he finally gave in, and we produced this segment where I prepped the band. I said, hey, look, do Pulp Fiction, you know, Sam Jackson's coming out. I said, you know, I'm on the air now, live with Magic. I go, you know what? You need some golf lessons. I said, how about Sam Jackson gives you golf lessons? And Sam comes out with clubs for me, Magic, and him. We're having a great time. They took me off the couch again.
During that segment?
As soon as that segment was done, they took me. Not during. At least I made it through that segment.
So
but that was